Whatever you call it, a slow groove, a ballad, soft rock. When this song came out, dance floors were filled with romantic couples of all ages, basically getting into the motions of the Eagles' most romantic song of the era. So, Best of My Love is an Eagles a hit written by Henley Fry and J.D. Souther. It was originally recorded by the Eagles with Henley singing lead vocals and included on their '74 album On the Border. The song was released as the third single from the album. It became the band's first Billboard Hot 100 number one single in March '75. The song also topped the EC Listening Adult Contemporary chart for 1 week. A month earlier, Billboard ranked it as the number 12 song of 1975. This was when the James Dean single didn't really go anyplace. The next one, of course, is One of These Nights. Now, the single edit is a quick 325, while the album version is 434. Recorded at Olympic in London with Glyn Johns. In 2009, J.D. Souther set of writing Best of My Love. Glyn found the tune. The tune, I think, came from a Fred Neil record. We were working on the album On the Border and came to London. The three of us were writing it and were on deadline to get it finished. I don't know where we got the inspiration. Now, Glenn Fly recalled I was playing acoustic guitar one afternoon in Laurel Canyon. I was trying to figure out a tuning that Joni Mitchell had shown me a couple of days earlier. I got lost and ended up with guitar tuning for what would later turn out to be Best of My Love. According to Don, most of the lyrics were written while in the booth in Dan Tana's restaurant close to the Troubadour. The maitre d' of Dan Tana, Guido, was thanked in the liner notes of the album. The lyrics were inspired by part by Henley's breakup with his then girlfriend, Susanna Martin. Now, Best of My Love was recorded at Olympic Studios in London. The Eagles had begun working with On the Border with producer Glyn Johns, who had helmed the Eagles' debut album and their follow-up Desperado. Despite the success of their debut album, the Eagles, Fry specifically, were unhappy over Johns' preference for country rock and toning down their own rock aspirations, and their dissatisfaction with Johns was reinforced by the similarly honed Desperado album, which was a comparative failure, and Johns' no-drug policy during the recording. After 6 weeks in London, which yielded Best of My Love and one other usable track, You Never Cry Like a Lover, the Eagles discontinued working with Johns. He was fired. Then spending 8 weeks touring in Europe and the U.S. before completing the recording On the Border at the record plant in their hometown of L.A. with Bill Seismichek producing. Best of My Love was remixed by Bill. Fry was reluctant to release Best of My Love as a single and held off its release for some time. The release of the Eagles' Best of My Love as a single has been attributed to the track's airplay on WKMI AM in Kalamazoo, Michigan, where radio DJ Jim Higgins, also station music and program director, began playing the track off its parent album On the Border soon after that album's release in the spring of '74, favoring Best of My Love over the official single releases Already Gone and James Dean. Advised by Higgs of the strong positive response of WKMI's listeners to Best of My Love, Asylum gave the track a limited single release of 1,000 copies, available only in the Kalamazoo area, with reaction to this test release skewing the full release of Best of My Love as a single on November 5th, '74. When the single was finally released, Asylum had truncated the song so it would be more radio-friendly, but had done so without the band's knowledge or approval. It caused considerable anger in the band, and Henley demanded that the single be pulled from stores. The song, however, would become the most successful of their singles released so far, giving the band their first number one. When the song was judged to have sold 1 million copies, the Eagles' manager Irving Azoff sent to Asylum Records a gold record with a piece cut out, mounted on a plaque with a caption that said, "The Golden Hacksaw Award." Now, Cashbach called it a very pretty country-flavored ballad and said the harmonies are of the usual Eagle excellence and the instrumentation is mild and acoustic. Record World called it a folksy ballad, which has the easygoing beauty to be one of the Eagles' biggest and best, and said that soaring production takes their harmonies sky high. So Don Henley had lead vocals and brush drums, Glenn Fry double-track 12-string acoustic guitar and background vocals, Bernie Leadon pedal steel guitar and background vocals, and Randy Meisner on bass and background vocals. So it went number one across North America, Canada number one in adult contemporary and top singles, Billboard number one and number one adult contemporary, Cashbox number 4, Australia number 14. Australia year end number 95, Canada number 30, and US Billboard number 12. Now, there's been several interesting single cover versions of this. Now, prior to release of the Eagles version as a single, John Lees released his version of Best of My Love as a single in '74. The Fifth Dimension sang a cover of their '74 Soul cover on this on their Soul Inspiration album. The song was also covered by the excellent and beautiful Yvonne Elliman on her '75 album Rising Sun, and South African trumpeter Hugh Masekela covered a song on his '76 album Melody Maker. In '93, country duo Brooks and Dunn recorded their version for the Eagles tribute album Common Thread, The Songs of the Eagles, and Rod Stewart included a song on his 2006 covers album Still the Same, great rock classics of our time. Now, if you can find the Fifth Dimension version, it's quite good actually. Kind of an uptick on their normal poppy sensibilities. Now, Best of My Love was getting played at a lot of teen dances, a lot of adult dances. It seems to strike a chord with a lot of people, and I think why it does, it was the soft '70s. The people wanted to have something you could hold on to from a romantic standpoint, but considering it was also a breakup song, that's pretty weird. It's but like I said, the Fifth Dimension version, it's quite good, and if you can find it like the single, it's like I said, it's quite well done. Now again, this is the lyrics. Every night I'm lying in bed, holding you close in my dreams, thinking about all the things that we said and coming apart at the seams. We tried to talk it over, but the words come out too rough. I know you were trying to give me the best of your love. Beautiful faces and loud empty places. Look at the way that we live. Wasted our time on cheap talk and wine. Left us so little to give. That same old crowd was like a cold dark cloud that we could never rise above. But me here in my heart, I give you the best of my love. Oh, I'm going back in time, and it's a sweet dream. It was a quiet night, and it would be all right if I could go on sleeping. But every morning I wake up and worry what's going to happen today. You see it your way, and I see it mine, but we won't see it slipping away. You know we always had each other, baby. I guess that wasn't enough. And it goes that refrain, you got it, you got the best of my love. So in dreams, he's trying to reach out, but in reality, she's pretty well gone. Sort of like 401 by the Beatles. There's a lot of influence in the song on traditional country and what he call Beatles pop, because you could see George Jones singing this, but George Jones wasn't as romantic as the Eagles. He basically said, she's gone, what can I do? But for a lot of people, this is the Eagles' most important romantic song, because any interpretation in your dreams, you can have who you want. And breakups are part of love. You can love someone who doesn't love you back, and that's the great thing about love. Because if you didn't love in the first place, what's the sense? You gotta love. Just because they don't love you back doesn't mean your emotions are not valid, and that's what the song is talking about. So, and Behind the Tracks is our latest Eagles tribute. If you like what they're doing here, where our basic reviews of key songs that Eagles have done, let us know when to like, comment, subscribe, or share.